So, Scatology episode 13. 13. With at Davy Beans on Facebook. Our return guest. Pleasure to have you back,
first return
Dave.
guest. That's pretty cool.
Pleasure to have you back.
And it is Friday,
Yes,
the 13th.
it is. Is
Bad
it?
things happened to me.
And it was
Last Friday, 13th. That's when I got punched in the eye.
Tell us that story.
Friday the 13th. I don't really remember it that well. I was pretty high, pretty drunk. I just make jokes with people, and some people don't understand it, and that's what happened. I'm like something probably along the lines of, "Geez, you look like Aquaman," because he honestly looks like
That
what's
old
his
one.
face?
Yeah.
I probably said something like that, and he's like,
like
"Take it back." I'm like, "No, man, it was a joke. Take it back. Learn to smile. Take it back."
Chill out, merman.
Yeah, yeah, that sort of shit, right? Because I'm just,
Chill out, you ugly motherfucker.
yeah, Jason Balfucker, or whatever his name was.
We have to avoid names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Wow.
you had,
So did you
Yeah.
get a full shiner from it, or?
it was.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a real bad black eye from it, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yep.
I've never been hit.
yeah, right.
Been
No,
s-
I've been hit a few times, man.
you've never
My
ever been.
flapping tongue gets me a
Oh, yeah.
black eye
We all
occasionally.
know about you, Jez.
Yeah.
But you've never been hit at all,
No.
ever.
No.
Oh, really? Not even by a parent or something?
Oh yeah. Like used to fight my brother and got
What?
Fight.
Fight with my brother and. What did you think I said?
Like
Never
fuck
mind.
my brother.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
sounded.
well,
It
we
was
used
really
to do that. Yeah, well,
yeah.
it was the
Fuck
the
my
rigor.
Fuck my brother.
No, yeah,
Fuck my brother.
never been hit, never been in a fight, other than never been smacked.
Mm.
No,
Oh, lucky you, Dave.
I guess so. Yeah,
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I was kind of been curious. I've offered the cheek up a few times, but yeah, no one.
No one's risen to the occasion, right?
So is it really Friday the 13th? No, it's November the 1st.
But it's the 13th episode.
Ah, I see, yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
last night
Friday.
was
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so now we're into Can't Remember November. So
yeah.
all these people that have been sober for a month, desperate for a drink, are just going to be hitting it fucking hard, right?
All these
So they're
people
going to start November with a real bang. I wasn't maintaining my sobriety, man. So I'll just keep.
I'm not
cruising
familiar. I
along.
thought October was the beer drinking month. I thought,
Well, the Germans probably.
Oh, yes.
hate- the Germans probably hate October.
I think Oktoberfest.
I mean, not
tends.
October.
but
Sober
what is this October? Tell us about this.
What is it?
abstinence
October.
In,
What do
in
they call it?
October.
Oktoberfest
Rocktober,
versus
what's it called?
Sober October.
Sober October. Yeah.
Sober
yeah.
October.
Fighting the
Who
Germans.
will
I
win?
thought it was dry July.
Yeah, they've tried
I
to
guess you
take
could
my
go-
birthday month too.
Yeah.
They've tried to take Oktoberfest and Rocktober. Now they're trying to take my birth month, dry July. Fuck that, man. I'm not going to abstain from alcohol on my birthday and throughout the month of my birthday. You know,
What was your November hit? I can't remember. December.
can't remember
November. Ah.
Ember, whichever Ember. So that's like 3 months straight
November.
off the bat. September,
November. You may as well
November,
include
December.
January in there.
Yeah, why
Fuck
not?
it, yeah.
Why not? January's a pretty slow month, so you might
If
as
you're
well
going to take
be drunk.
booze off, you choose February because there's only.
The good thing about January in Queensland, though, is you can keep riding the alcohol high because it's so hot. You got to drink something. I mean, what are you going to drink? Water? Fuck that shit, right? So that's why
The water's
there's
used
4X
for the...
golds. You got your mangoes in January, right?
No, there's no giving up beer in January.
No, no way. Too hot, man. Too hot. Got to keep them golds coming.
The water in Australia, there's not much of it, but it's
Mm.
used to make beer, so that's where the water goes.
That's it.
Oh, we've disappeared up the beer alley. Yeah.
Beer alley.
Yeah, but you've had like
So
period of sobriety.
yeah, actually, I drink too much. I know it, and so I'm probably inspired a little bit by this sober October thing. But yeah, not drinking at home during the week, which I think is a good idea for me, at least, because if I have alcohol in the house, I'm going to drink it in the morning. But if I don't have alcohol in the house, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, and start the day with stretches instead.
Stretches. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not the liquor cabinet owning type.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I've had dreams of owning a cocktail cabinet. It's like that's never gonna happen for me, man. And I've tried to sort out the logistics as well.
For the system.
Yeah. That if I I've got an ingestion. What's that? Injection of cash. I'd buy 3 liquor bottles so that instantly I've got enough to make 1 cocktail. So,
I see.
No. See, that's not going to work because I'm going to make the cocktails until they're all gone, and then I'll drink the rest, and I'll be back at square one. It's like, honestly, I'm not the liquor cabinet.
Yeah, so
guy either.
you always end up with that, least desirable third option.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, I'm going to drink this third of a bottle of Malibu right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the shame.
Yeah, how can you do that to the liquor, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
So, and because I'm like that, bit of self-awareness, decided that I don't want to drink at home during the week.
I'd like
And I'm
to-
at home at the moment, and it's only Friday. But this is a special event. We got Davy Beans. .com here with us today to talk about why he'd like to get punched in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a time, I'm not so sure I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty rough experience getting punched in the face. I thought it was
Yeah.
like you really, really kind of hurts and.
No.
No,
Well, you
depends how
actually kind
drunk
of
you are,
don't
I
remember
guess.
it. No, it's actually pretty common that
Shock
you
sets
don't.
in.
Yeah. Shock sets in, so it's, you don't.
I haven't had
you
much of
stop
that
making
sensation
memories.
when you're like hit in the head.
Yeah.
Because like if
Have you ever done soda bulbs?
yes,
It's a bit like that.
Oh, okay,
You do get stunned. So
right.
Mm.
So
the pain comes later.
right,
like
yeah,
the next
yeah,
day.
that's right.
right.
Pain comes later.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it fucking hurts.
Yeah, having your head smashed, little muscles
It
in
fucks
your
with your
face
head
and-
too.
Yeah.
Fucks with your head too.
Yeah, right.
You know.
But at the time, it's fine,
Dave.
Dave.
Like, does brain damage? Or
No. In
just all
terms of
the
like
mentality?
psychology type stuff,
Oh,
like
yeah.
what the fuck? Why did this happen? What's wrong with him? What's
Yeah.
wrong with me? What the fuck? And so you just got to, it
bit
takes
of
a
a
lot to process.
emotional episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been hit in the head
Mhm.
because it's not the most.
Some fuckwit that looks like Jason fucking fucker asserted dominance physically over me.
Mm,
Like that fucks with your head. It's like, well, should I have done kung fu or jiu-jitsu when I was a kid? Would that have changed this? Would that, like if I knew how to defend myself physically, one thing. Don't hang out with strangers, another thing.
Well, yeah, that's the one that got you in trouble.
Mm.
But sometimes someone will try to rob your brother,
Mm.
and you got to step in between and take the beating for somebody else.
Sounds like there's a story in that.
Oh
Jobbie?
yeah, there is. Yeah, yep. Oh well, that was the time I was
You
gang
elaborate?
bashed.
Yeah, right.
Brisbane City, how they've got the underground bus
Yeah.
tunnels.
Yes.
So we're getting like the last bus back, midnight, back to Inala. And my brother was the first one to go down the stairs into the subway kind of
Yeah, right.
tunnel
In the
thing.
like in the mall and
Yeah, under the mall.
yeah.
And my future wife and I were coming down the stairs after him. And by the time we got to the bottom of the stairs, there was like, I'd say 6 to 8 dudes. They were trying to take my brother's...
68.
No, 6 to 8.
Oh.
Somewhere in that region.
Mm.
My memory's not 100% sure how many there were precisely, but around 6 to 8.
Mm.
And they were like in the process of trying to get my brother's wallet.
Right.
Yeah.
Robbing you.
And I went straight in front of my brother and I said, "You're not taking my brother's fucking wallet."
Right.
And I grabbed the wallet back, gave it to Al, and then they proceeded to fucking straight up wail.
Yeah, right. Onto you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Kicks in the head too while I was on the ground.
Then what happened? Like,
Oh well, that's the bad
It's in
part
the
of the
head,
story.
ooh,
The
nasty.
disappointing part of the story was we went to the cops and we said they're getting on this bus.
yeah,
We're getting on this bus. They've got all the cameras and shit.
yeah, yeah. It's been brutally assaulted.
Cops did nothing.
Really?
Go and stop the bus. They're on this bus. Nothing
Yeah,
happened.
right.
They got away scot-free.
Wow, that's surprising.
Well, it was disappointing.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the worst. It wasn't getting beaten up by those guys. That was the bad part of the story. Like, whatever. Dickheads. Rightio. But they don't have a job to do. It was the guys that have a job to do that was the disappointing bit. But oh well, what can you do?
Shit. Yeah.
There we go. I just got some
There
therapy.
you go. In the dead
Thank you,
center
Dave.
of Brisbane.
Yeah,
Got love
rough.
between two guys.
That's rough. Oh, I'm glad I haven't had any of that. I guess. Like it's.
Oh, it's all right. My head's hard.
It's
I was
could
fine.
hear. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Great.
I was fine.
It's just
Can you
like.
do that again?
Whoa! That's a trick going on. You got some metal in there. That can't
No,
be bone.
Do the other side.
Just a hard
Show
head.
us, show us.
Oh my lord!
No, my head doesn't.
What the
do that.
hell? You've got some sort of thick. We need to get you X-rayed.
I'm fine.
You got thick skulled.
Yes, I've got a very thick skull.
Oh, that sounds like you've
wow.
got a double skull.
I
Well, it
didn't.
seems to be like a.
I didn't go unconscious or anything. I was okay.
Holy dooly.
I still got home fine.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've got a very fragile skull, I'm guessing. I think I come from a long line of people that don't get into fights.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, maybe a Scottish thing. I don't know.
Scottish.
My
and-
mum's got the same head. She went
Yeah,
through a car
Scottish-
window and went down
Scottish
a
and
cliff.
Polish, man. I've got people on both sides of my family that just fucking loved to fight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Scottish and Polish, man.
Thick skin and thick skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, getting back to that, I should have trained for martial arts or whatever. Like, I went to 2 martial arts lessons in my life, I think like a fortnight apart. It was just like this fella I knew under his house. It was casual as. And I loved it. It was great. It was just, you do these sort of, it was Tong Long it was called, and you do these exercises. And like a muscle popped up in my abdomen the next day, and then went again and did it again. And like, yeah, so these exercises you do in pairs, and then I was brimming with like confidence after the second. And then I went out that night, and somehow I ended up on my own, and I tracked down myself a pill or something, and took that, and was having my own little party out and about. And I ended up by myself in an alleyway, wanting to light a cigarette, and then these 2 dudes walk past. I'm in an alleyway, and I say, "Oh, like, hey, you guys got a cigarette lighter?" What was that, mate? You want to fight? And I was like, "Yeah, all right." Like that, yeah.
After
like
2
on the
lessons.
Strength was my second
Superman.
lesson of
Yeah.
yeah,
He becomes Superman.
fairly casual tongue along. And so then they came, and I was like, "Oh no, actually, I just wanted a lighter." And then like, and it wandered off. And it's like, I don't know. So I didn't get in trouble in any way, but it was just like behavior that I would not normally be.
Exhibiting.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a lesson.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I was
you
hi-
stopped.
I was
the kung
high
fu
as a
lessons.
night.
Yeah.
Night? I was high as a night.
Those cunts get high.
Here comes the white belt.
Yeah.
That's right. White belt. Fuck you. Overconfidence, Dave. Good
But
thing.
then on
good-
the flip side,
Good thing you didn't get your
I
head
look at
spoken.
Lucky. I'm just lucky generally. So as far as that.
I look at Gibbo, who's like right into kung fu.
Yeah,
Like,
total like a Shaolin
Totally,
monk.
yeah. Like goes over to China and trains in the
Yeah,
temple,
yeah,
that sort of
yeah.
shit. And I like see I can look up to what it's like to be a black belt at this shit too. You know,
Yeah.
like I get the white belt thing, but then I can look up to someone like that who's like fucking right into it, and the way it affects him and his life, like the
Yeah, of
Zen
course.
shit that he gets from it.
Yeah.
and the way he moves when he dances as well is part of it. And
Yeah.
like all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
Like the way
fit
it
and
really,
centered and
yeah, absolutely.
great.
Really
practice to
stable,
get to.
really
And I think
stable, and knows how to take care of
Once you're
himself
at
too.
that level of competence, you're not going to
Whether he's a
be
black belt or
attracting
not, I don't know.
fights. If anything, you're going to
I'll
be
look that up.
dissuading fights or anything.
Oh,
Well,
You
that's
know,
it.
Once you're at that
That's
sort of
it.
level, I think the
That's it. That's
danger
it.
is that white belt level.
Mm.
I think once you advance beyond, or
Yeah.
maybe, yeah,
You're probably
there are
right.
pitfalls of
oh,
like,
100%.
Each
when you
belt,
feel like you're-
each belt, I bet there's pitfalls of more.
yeah, because that's right. And you do have some of these like groups of kung fu dudes that are fuckwits, you know, that you know,
Yeah, we could.
like,
We probably could.
like, you know.
They seem to end up in karate.
All right. I was thinking about karate today.
Mm.
When I drove,
What?
just like karate, you don't, you know, it just seems gammon these days. I do
Yeah.
karate, you're like,
Yeah, yeah. What
know?
is the 19? What is
Yeah.
this? The 1980s?
Yeah. Very 1980s term.
Yeah.
Karate
Karate, yeah.
is a 1980s
Way
term
of the fist. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
it had a peak. Yeah.
because of the
that was a
movie.
peak. That was definitely
Yeah,
a Western
movies.
peak.
Ninjas were big as
karate.
well. Ninjas were big.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
Ninja
Karate
Turtles, yeah.
Foot soldiers. How good? Foot Clan, I mean.
Ninjutsu's not actually a martial art, so
It's not
not technically.
jujitsu.
Can you tell me?
Ninjutsu.
About that?
Oh,
What is
They're
ninjutsu then?
assassins.
Yeah.
Assassins. So what?
It's
Isn't that
you
a
can't go
martial
and get
art?
a black belt in ninjutsu.
No, they were
Doesn't
more
happen.
about subterfuge.
Yeah,
Yeah, like being
it's more
sneaky.
military martial arts, so
But
to
that's
speak.
still a martial
You
art
can't
then,
go to
'cause
a
you're training
ninjutsu
in-
school.
Well, how do you become a ninja then? How did that happen in Japan?
Well, an American ninja,
military.
he went to Japan. Sorry,
Steven Seagal.
I hope not.
Was it Seagal?
No,
Last American ninja?
I think Seagal did Aikido, didn't he?
Yes, yes, he's an Aikido.
A
master.
slapper.
Yeah. You can get a black belt
Aikido's
in
all about
Aikido,
slapping.
but you can't go to a ninjutsu school and get a black belt in ninjutsu. It doesn't.
No, because
doesn't
it's
exist.
like being what do they say? Recruited into the Knights Templar or something.
I think
They've
it
got to
was
approach you.
like a secret society or something.
Secret
Mm.
society.
yeah, kind of
Masons.
military, yeah, or pseudo military or militia or whatever you want to
Mm.
call it.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Ah,
yeah.
so would they approach?
You can't go to a dojo.
Yeah, but they must have their own meeting
they would
place.
train,
they would have
for
their own
sure.
dojo.
Yeah.
They must have their own secret dojo. But so are you suggesting that maybe they saw people that were really gifted in other martial arts and then those people were approached by this secret assassination society? Is that a
Yeah, like same as like secret
What
agents.
do you say?
Secret agents learn forms of unarmed combat in Australia and the United States. Same kind of thing. It's like special ops.
special ops?
Yeah, that kind
Right.
of stuff. Assassinations and that kind of
Oh.
shit.
So would you know if there more was there more than one like school of ninjutsu or order of ninjutsu? Because you know how like now in America you've got the CIA, that's like the only secret. Oh, and the NSA, that's a bad example. But in Australia we got ASIO and ASIS, and so they're the secret environments where you would probably have some black ops, high security level assassination shit going on.
Ours are called
So whether ninjutsu like ASIS,
SAS?
ASIO, like an
They are
agent
called-
of the government or the royal family.
Maybe there was an aspect of that clandestine thing of like, well, you'd hire a ninja to take care of like an assassination that you wanted your hands clean from. Well, they're assassins.
for
I guess
hire.
they're for hire
like
killers.
an assassination agency, like
Mm.
the Day of the Jackal.
that's
kind
what the
of
ninjas were,
territory.
yeah.
Oh,
Something
that's
like
interesting.
that. Well, that's what the original word
Ooh.
assassin is an Arabic
Ooh.
word originally.
Yeah, but ninja is kind of like the Japanese
Yeah, maybe that's
word
the
for
closest.
assassin.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
Well, maybe yeah.
That's a good thing. That's
maybe
a good
that's
parallel.
a closer parallel than
Definitely, yeah.
Why not
contemporary
both?
NSA or something. Yeah. But it might be something like, yeah,
Do you know what it means when-
intrigue when you
sorry.
went someone. Yeah, go on.
No. I was just about to throw a spanner in the works, and I'm trying to stop myself.
Throw a spanner.
All right.
Did you know that in in Auslan.
Mm.
This is Auslan. That's the sign for Auslan.
Jazz hands.
Sign language.
Auslan.
Australian sign language. Yeah, jazz hands.
Auslan.
But you've got both is actually like this. That just means both.
Both
So if
what?
you've seen a depth,
Like
like
both.
I
So
thought
if
that
you were to
meant
talk-
up yours.
if I was to say,
Is it this
over-
or that?
well, here we go. Example. So if you were to say you're talking about a boy, you'd say boy, or you'd say girl, like that boy, or those boys, or however the plural is, but that girl, or those girls, however you say that. But if there's boys and girls, you've got both. So there's both boys and girls over there. So that's both. But if you've ever seen a deaf person doing this at you, they're not necessarily being rude. They're just saying both. So if it looks like
So they're saying both you and me.
both,
So they could be
both.
like
It's
a
like the
come
word
on.
both. The word both. That's
So
the
instead of
word
up
both.
yours, it could be,
It could
hey,
just
how
be-
about you and me?
How about you and me? How about we?
How about us both?
How about we both get back to the bed?
Boogie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get
So it's
punched
like-
in the
yeah.
face due to
Do it-
miscommunication.
Do you mean me? Do you mean me, Ursula, or her?
both?
That's why this one's better.
Oh yeah, that one's far more
You
obvious.
can't misinterpret that one.
Yeah, especially when you've got the microphone in your hand, it kind of looks like two dicks going in the one hole.
Ouch.
Stretchy.
Tricky.
Do you know that there's this codependent relationship of fatties and feeders?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a symbiosis, yeah.
Yeah,
Are there as
Do you
many
know about
fatties and feeders? I mean, I guess there are.
because that's the thing. There's enough people that want to see some too obese to fucking move kind of women that would take up sideways this entire couch. That want to see that. Want to see her get fed through a funnel.
A bunch of women are just like, like, I'm already this big. This fella's getting off on it and just
Yeah.
feeding me. All my
There's a-
needs are met.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
and
perfect.
for some bizarre
You know
reason,
what?
all
There's
of
probably
his
a lack
needs
of
are met.
feeders.
There probably are.
That they can
but-
keep the shit together. You know, keep the money, company, pay the bills.
Yeah, well,
Because you're going to encounter bills.
it's probably not a long-term business plan. you
No,
know.
no, it's a way of life. I guess it's like a. I guess it's like a raison d'etre.
Raison d'etre.
It's like it's a way of life, isn't it?
Yes, a way of life. In order to get
You're
the
gonna need-
joy de
someone's gotta
vivre.
pay the bills.
Look,
Mhm.
I'm
And you've got to be a dude that kind of gets off on having a fat chick that you can mince up and blend all of her meals and then pour
Entirely.
it down her throat through a funnel
No, that's what I'm saying.
in
That's the
order to
limiting
keep
factor.
her fat.
Basically, I reckon for as many feeders as there are, there's as many feedee couples. I think the limiting factor is the feeders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, once you got a feeder there,
Look, this is not in the manual. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
oh, you got
What is a fatty? What is a
Oh,
feeder?
right.
This is not in the DSM.
If
What,
you've got
what is this phenomena you're talking about?
okay,
Please give me a
to
nice
basics, hey?
description of
Right.
what the fuck
This
you're
is-
talking about.
It's pretty much
you
as
know,
it
okay,
sounds.
here we go. You know how on Instagram there are all those chicks with their booties out and pulling sexy poses and that sort of stuff, and then making money off being just Instagram famous and influencers. There's plenty of chicks like that,
A
right?
very roundabout way of describing this thing.
And there's also, but it's a point where Rob and I can probably connect and can explain it to you quickly.
Very simple concept though. But go on.
The same goes for chicks that are really fucking fat. Like, I mean, fat.
It's not necessarily a professional outfit. It's just a phenomenon.
But it is a professional outfit
Oh,
because there are plenty of
Not
people.
necessarily.
Plenty of people.
yes, I know
that get
fat
off
people
on
exist. What's this
looking-
feeder shit?
looking at these women on Instagram. And so there's dudes that come along that can monetize and make her basically like almost a porn star. Like, people will jerk off over this stuff, over these
Over
fatties.
someone getting a funnel of
A
food in the
funnel
face.
of- no, not in the face, as in she doesn't want to waste energy chewing, or he says to her, darling, I don't want you to waste energy chewing. And they blend all the food up, get the video camera rolling, get a funnel in her mouth, and pour it in. And that's how she gets her nutrition.
And who's whacking off?
Weirdos.
No, I don't. Hang on. Yeah, Robert. Is it now appropriate time to take a break?
Yes.
No, but like. Okay, well, we'll put in another few minutes. But say the feeders, right? It's not. I had a.
Okay, what's your take on the feeders? What's your take?
Never
I
heard
thought
of
it
that
was
before.
simply just like when you have it's a symbiotic relationship between
Symbiotic.
a feeder and a feedee. And so the feeder gets really, really fat to the point of being incapacitated. And then the feedee sort of gets off on having their own fatty around. So they just
The
constantly
feeder
feed.
is the one that's taking it, though. The feeder is the
Yeah, so
dude that
yeah,
gets
so,
off.
so you got your fatty and you got
Feeding.
usually a dude and a female fatty, and then
Feeding.
the dude gets off on feeding her lots of
Fatting.
so like he constantly encouraging her to eat lots and lots because he gets some sort of psychological and sexual gratification from having this extremely obese, incapacitated woman around. So I'm not sure what else might be underlying there. Or I don't know how uniform the phenomena is, but that's my understanding of the phenomena. It probably must be in the DSM by now. What about to now? DSM
It would
7?
be an otherwise. It would be an otherwise specified category.
I don't think
it
it's
would be
like
under
a
the-
huge category.
It would be under the category of sexual fetishes, but it would be like an otherwise specified because that is definitely
Yeah.
not in the normal range of
Well,
the
I gue-
abnormal range, if
I
you know what I
guess
mean.
Sexuality is tied up in it, but it must just be that whole, who knows what's going on there.
Isn't
This
sexuality?
pretty- Anyway, I'm just
Certainly
saying that,
nothing I've heard before. That's for sure.
really, yeah.
No.
Whereas like, see, I reckon there'd be plenty of people willing to take up the role of fatty, but like, what is the feeder getting out of it? Like, I can completely understand, like, I lie back here and just become Jabba the
Attention.
Hutt. Well,
Probably
but
attention.
he's giving attention in terms of feeding and stuff.
But
yeah,
they're
that's
probably
right.
saying thank you or something.
And that, yeah, that's right. There's sort of, it's obviously that, like, that the fatty is so dependent on them. They've created some dependency.
Mm.
Yeah, but then it could be tied up with some sort of weird sexual thing.
Of course it is.
Because they're incapacitated, so I've got this, like, object, like, incapacitated person I can have sex with or something. Yeah. But I haven't. Tell me
those
about it,
dudes
Rob.
are probably
What would
going
your-
out and getting laid on the other side.
What does it speak?
Outside.
You reckon?
Probably, if they
Yeah,
can
because
get
they're
it.
getting their fulfillment not necessarily from a sexual gratification, but
Mhm.
maybe from like a dependency
Mhm.
thing. Yeah. I guess that's it.
Mm.
I don't know.
Bill hips.
That's how it usually goes. Attention,
I guess there's something just
addiction.
the grotesqueness of it might appeal to someone.
Yes, people are weird and wonderful.
Mm.
All sorts of things get people off. There's all kinds of fetishes, man. All kinds. But that's a new one to me. I hadn't heard that one before. But they all kind of have that at their root. The attention, the want for attachment. And it comes out in ways
can't
that
find it.
most people would find not socially acceptable.
Because most people will be watching that video. Why it's got so many likes is people like the,
Laugh
holy
at them.
yeah.
Mm.
It's a holy shit. This
Holy
is happening
shit
in the
kind of thing.
world.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you see that video of the woman that was in love with the roller coaster?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that. Yeah.
You
Saw
did?
that whole show. I think I came
Did you
across
see
the
that?
fatties on a similar
I'll send it
document.
to you.
Oh, these people that like have sexual attachments, like they have loving, like relationships.
Loving and
Well,
sexual.
romantic type and
romantic,
sexual.
Romantic
It
relationships.
often gets sexual. It's usually
Yeah.
sexually
yeah.
objects.
Romantic relationships.
People like fall in love with various buildings.
Mhm.
Someone fell in love with like this particular like balustrade within a church, and she'd
Like actually,
rub up against it and write them letters and stuff, and yeah, other people.
there was a
And
woman
sexu-
that was in love with the roller coaster.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that one was satirical, but because if it wasn't, she's sexually attracted to it.
'Cause that is quite, yeah.
She didn't fuck it on camera, but, you know,
Tell they were
she
fucking.
was like, yeah, you could tell they were fucking, right? If you know how to sign
It's-
other pronouns, do you reckon there's sign language for the new pronouns yet? Like, how would I sign Zon? Or would I have to spell it? Z.
What's the pronoun son refer to?
I'm not
He's
really
the
sure.
he's the
Probably
bad
somebody.
guy in Superman 3.
Is that Zog?
Oh no, Zod was it?
Zod.
Zod. Sorry, not
Do you know your
Zod.
Supermans?
No,
No.
not the first 3. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
1 and 3 were the ones I liked. The rest I didn't.
Which is the one where he flew backwards around the earth and turned back time? Because that was stupid.
I think that was. I think
One?
that was.
fucking stupid.
No, that wasn't 1. I think that was 2. Because that's because Lois died, right?
Yes.
And
And he kissed
He
her
was
and told
heartbroken and wanted to.
her he was Superman as well, and it all got complicated from there. So he just erased her memory and the entire world's memory by flying anti-clockwise around it, or some
He
stupid
turned
fucking
back
shit.
time.
Yeah, rewound time by going
garbage.
anti-clockwise.
Fuck off with all that shit, Superman. Fuck off.
Really?
Yeah, fucking hate
That would-
Superman.
But what if that would work? What if you did spin the world the other way around, and you did wind back time?
Well, let's invent a machine that'll do that, and
Let's
see what
analyze
happens.
the Superman.
Can you imagine what would happen? Would that
Just putting
affect?
it out there.
Like, what do you think that would do at the point of turning it around? What's going to happen as well? Like, is everybody just going to go flying off? No. Or what's going to happen there? How is that going to affect us on Earth? If, like, really, logically, not fucking stupid fucking Superman world, but really, if it was possible to spin the world around, what effect do you think that would have on the physics that as we experiencing them? Would it just fucking rip us to shreds?
It would at
It's a
one
good
point.
question, Jeremy. I'm going to go to the toilet.
All right, let's have a
Think
quick
about that.
break.
I love a break.
Let's have a quick wee break.
I reckon that is like it's not a non sequitur, but it's definitely, I've got a degree in physics and I can't really answer that question.
Oh, theoretical physics.
Like,
It's
I'd need to
fun.
know.
I like theoretical physics.
Well,
I
in
don't know
terms of-
shit about it, man. But quantum physics, I'm really interested, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, if Dave knows his physics, if you
This
if you
is
spun
theoretical stuff. I like
if you spun the world the other way around, like
yeah, that's like
in
straight
an
up real
instant.
physics.
in an instant,
Yeah.
okay, it would be like having something on one end of the room, all of a sudden go to the other end of the room. So you
Like
would have
everything.
everything
I mean, if
would
you were to
literally
calculate
be
a sort
shaken
of
the
our
fuck up.
Tangential
It'd be ripped
velocity.
apart.
You calculate a tangential velocity of like what we're experiencing from the rotation of the Earth. Say we're about 6,000 k's from the radius of the Earth, and like so it's about something like, I guess, what's pi squared? So it's like 40,000 kilometers around in circumference, and so like and then we're doing 40,000 k's every 24 hours. So what's that? 40,000 divided by 24. You know, like what's that? Like say it was 20 hours in a day. Well, say we're doing 48,000. Say that the circumference is 48,000 kilometers, and it's 24 hours in a day. So that's like about 2,000 kilometers per second. As our tangential velocity. 2,000 kilometers per second.
Mm.
No, that's per hour. Per hour. 2,000 kilometers per hour.
2,000 kilometers per hour.
That's a very, very ballpark figure of
Yeah,
a
ballpark figure.
tangential velocity.
Mhm.
But like in terms of forces,
I understand.
somehow that force would just add to gravity. No, it would compensate against gravity.
It would compensate against gravity?
That's right, because when you're rotating around, as a result, your acceleration is in effect radially outwards. So it would counteract against gravity, which is radially inwards. So you guys might want to check this at your local
What's your
university
do you have
textbook.
Okay, consult the textbook.
But
But
maybe
off
go
the
to
top of your
YouTube.
head, what do you think? Well, I mean, because this is a
Oh, if it's
completely hypothetical
it's
situation.
It's such a weird
right?
question
So-
if it's suddenly reversed, but like you can't, like my understanding of Newtonian physics, like if it reversed over the period of a second, then you could count the impulse change and then it would all be ripped to shreds. But if it was instantaneous, so nothing happens instantaneously, and I don't know. But like, I think that if the world was suddenly to stop spinning, I think that gravity would be more. I think we'd experience less gravity. But in
so
terms
people
of
could go
like,
flying off the planet.
no,
possibly,
it
or
wouldn't
just
be anti-gravity
go
or
up and
anything.
down.
Anti-gravity, just there'd be less gravity.
Oh, wow.
No, more gravity.
More gravity, so everything could squash downwards.
I have actually no fucking clue.
Yeah, but either
think it
way,
would be.
it doesn't seem possible.
But if we were suddenly,
'Cause
in
the
an
thing is-
instant, like it's because we have a certain momentum, because we're spinning around on the Earth at something like 2,000 k's an hour. Like there's a momentum associated with that. So if it suddenly stopped and went the other way, like then we'd experience 4,000 kilometers per hour difference in an instant. So like you can't. That's infinite change of acceleration. But if it happened over a second, that would be like a ridiculous. If it suddenly went. Like that,
yeah,
like, it'd be
which is
some
what happened in the Superman movie.
It'd be
It was
some
like a slow
ridiculous
turn.
level of momentum change.
Slowly turns
and, like,
around.
I imagine it would all be pulverized into gas.
If the Earth stopped spinning, I would imagine.
Into gas.
I would think.
Wow.
I don't really
Fuck
know.
you, Superman.
I need to pee.
If the
Turning
Earth,
us all
if
into
the Earth
gas.
stopped spinning, I would imagine you would lose the atmosphere. You would. I think you'd have less gravity because the atmosphere is kind of the centrifugal force keeping everything in.
Ready. You let me. Here's the countdown.
Clap.
got one foot on the platform, the other foot on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There is a house in the New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. Shit, man. That's good.
Oh, just give me one tick.
Remember, they're really loud.
That one's not loud.
It's louder than you think, man. Tambourines are always a little bit louder than you think.
Like your chop wood, we're recording.
We're rolling. Holy shit.
It's a good break.
It was most enjoyable.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely little interlude.
Mm. Give us some insight into Auslan.
Auslan.
Iceland.
I'm not very good at it, Dave.
No, Auslan. They said
Auslan.
Auslan.
I'm doing a course at the moment about community Auslan, which is Australian sign language.
Both. Both Auslan. Yeah, yeah.
And this.
And this.
This is just
And-
one.
Yeah, this is one, 2, 3.
Yeah, this course sounds useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
3.
Yeah, like this. 3.
Oh, that's the. What do
Three.
the conspiracy theorists call that one? Like, there's a whole bunch of bullshit about
Well,
this.
there's also that trick that you got to try to.
I just got caught.
See?
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
forget what that means.
Oh, who gives a
Wanker or
shit?
something.
Just schoolyard nonsense. Did you see it? You remember that, Rob? Yeah. See, look. Do you
Oh.
remember how to win?
Damn.
Try to knock it open. Just like we've got to crack this conspiracy theory about this whole white power bullshit, which is not what it
Is that what
means.
it is?
It just means, okay, this is sign
that-
language. Here's a sign language course. This just means okay in American Sign Language. That's all that means. It's not a symbol of anything. It just means okay.
But is that a white okay with the 3?
No,
Fingers
you
up
do
there
it,
like
you do
that,
it like
like a
this if
W?
you're living on the west side, but that's the only thing that matters. And here's another sign language lesson. Don't.
Don't.
What?
Got it?
What's don't?
Don't.
The same formation.
That's don't.
Same formation. Don't. This is Auslan.
So stop.
I'm going to use it as a
Don't. Just
gesture, though.
stop.
What a great gesture.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
And it's also about, it's really expressive. Like the language itself
Mm.
has to be really facially expressive, which is
Mm.
hard for me. I've got a pretty blank face.
I
Right?
wouldn't have said that.
I would when I see myself in the mirror.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyhow, but you've got to be like, it depends on the seriousness of the don't as well. It's like, don't. but it could also be don't. Like move it from the elbow like this, like that.
Is it?
Move it like this? If don't, and it's you got to have that facial expression to so that like if I say, oh, I'm sick, it's like calling in for work and saying, oh, I'm spewing, boss. But you gotta bung it on. I'm sick. The face, so the faces are very expressive. This is an Auslan. Things that I've been learning.
Is
about
that
the
why I've
language.
been able to kind of talk to deaf people?
Kind of
Because my face is full of expressions.
could be.
When have you talked to deaf people?
You talked to deaf
heaps of
people
times.
today, actually.
My brother's half deaf.
Oh,
My dad's
wow.
half deaf.
Oh, so I just mentioned names. Just
Mm.
notice that point.
What did you say? Yeah, we can cut it.
Yeah, like there's a active debate, as far as I know, whether like language began as a gestural language or as a vocal language. Like there's a good argument to say that, and then you talk about these Aboriginal languages. They often had like a sign language in operation as well. So handy. So it's clearly
Wow.
natural. And then the other example is, I think it was in Bolivia or Colombia. I don't know, one of those places. They gathered together at some point. Some government got in where they decided to make a school for the deaf, and so all these rural village children came to the school of the deaf, and they spontaneously created a sign language in the course of a generation. This continued, so it was like they call it the linguistic Big Bang. So it was an example of how language faculty is sort of innate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Innate.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the things that
Natural.
separate. It's one of the things that separate us from animals.
Yeah,
one of the big things.
I reckon the
Language.
defining thing, if you would press me on one thing, I would say it would be language. There's this, since Chomsky, Noam Chomsky was this actually, the biggest figure in the second half of the 20th century for linguistics. Yeah, and then possibly arguably more generally, but yeah, he revolutionized linguistics with this publication. It was kind of his PhD thesis called Syntactic Structures, where he sort of argued for the innateness of the language faculty.
Mm.
But yeah, and it kind of created this revolution in the social sciences, from like behaviorism to more cognitive, like brain approaches.
Yep.
So they posturized modules that, because the other evidence for it is like when people have like a brain lesion or like a trauma to their brain, like and it's that, you might take out your left side. Some people have these weird they get knocked out and they lose their language faculty, or that they can retain their language faculty but they have no short-term memory, or these pieced it together and suggesting that since then we've got so many more brain imaging technologies available to us now.
Yeah.
Where did I start? Yeah, sign language.
Well, we started with language and sign
Development.
language. Yeah.
Development of language.
You're talking about damage to the language centers of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
You get hit anywhere on the brain. Depends on where you get hit. Depends on what you lose.
Yeah,
Because it's all located in different
Yeah.
places. Yeah.
there's different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of sign language, one thing that occurred to me very, very recently, yesterday, in fact, it's like so many people are congenitally deaf or unable to speak.
Deaf. Okay, here's a
Deaf.
if you get into a conversation with someone that's deaf, and they're trying to talk to you, they can't hear you. You can say, like, not I'm hearing, you're deaf.
Yeah.
So you can like say, I don't really understand you. Like, I'm not deaf, I'm hearing. And that can help them understand that you can't really understand each other. It's a good phrase to have in the arsenal. I'll give it to you guys too. This is what I think it is at my white belt level of Auslan. Like, I'm not deaf, I'm hearing. If you can say that, that'll help. Together, I'm not deaf. I'm hearing. Hearing, yeah. I can, and it's kind of intuitive. I can hear the sounds and I can make sounds.
Can you tell me, how do you sign "Did you fart"? Yeah, that's how I would sign it, Dave. I just go. What's the technical one though? What's the technical one though?
Why didn't you wait till we got out?
Fart.
Oh, that is fart. Yeah.
Oh, this is fart.
I guess it's
You got to cock the leg. You got to cock the leg.
In that
You've
book,
gotta-
it says you got to cock the
you've gotta-
leg.
So okay, like
I thought everything was with the hands.
If you're quiet, it's like a dance. The Auslan dance.
that. Hang on, that's. What
That's
does that mean again?
that's Auslan.
Auslan, yeah.
That means
So you're
Auslan.
saying it's more like this?
the way? Okay, here. Okay,
Is that what it is?
this is how. Okay, you'll have to forgive me for a moment. I'll answer your question. It's sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was pretty fast. You know your letters pretty well.
I'm practicing the alphabet.
Mm.
Alphabet and numbers. We did numbers today. Alphabet was first week because a lot of things you got to finger spell,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's finger spell. Can you spell it with? Yeah, obviously.
How do you finger spell 12?
12.
Twice.
Just shake it.
That's a good one for the
'Cause that's
bandstand.
That's 2.
That's 2.
That's 12.
That's
You got to
12.
have your hand up.
That's 2.
That's 2. Remember both. That's 2. Just don't shake it. You just hold it. 2 and 12.
If I keep shaking it, is that like
It
12
just, it's
times
like
12?
No, it's like you're
Could be something
saying.
else.
What it means is you're saying. This is honestly.
Could be something
This is
about
my.
farting.
This is my answer.
Like it means don't fart again.
It means 12. That's all it means. It's like you don't fucking talk like that. You don't say 12. You say 12. It just means what the
I don't know. Maybe
what?
you probably don't.
12.
I think if
Oh.
you did that for me, someone. Yeah.
So
It'd
this
just
is
be
It means
13.
something other than 12.
That's
That's
13.
13. That's
14.
14. 15.
23.
Okay. 23.
23.
20.
Oh, that
20,
looks like a
20,
dance move, that one.
23. I told you. It's like
23.
dancing, man.
Yeah.
And I can say, okay,
Exciting
here,
to
here,
learn
here.
it. 'Cause it's natural too, and be handy for the bandstand.
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah.
for another 12 bars.
This is handy for the
Another
bandstand too.
12 bars, yeah.
This is handy for the bandstand too. Okay, you ready?
25 bars. Cunt.
Fuck
Cello comes
you.
in.
You have my $23.
All right, Jez. I didn't know we were going to bring it up now.
Dollars. Dollars is like this. This is dollars. This is cents. Cents.
Dollars.
Dollars. But yeah,
Look in the dollars.
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 Do-
And hold it out.
Dollars.
Hold it out.
And we should
Hold your
all
hand
enroll in
out.
this
Hold your
course.
hand out.
Dollars.
Out. No, 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 no. Hand this way. You got your hand facing the wrong way. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, dollars. Unless you're right-handed, then it's dollars. That's dollars. But for me, because I'm left-handed,
Dollars.
but most
The-
people would go dollars.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm
So it
left-handed.
translates that way. That it's all
Yeah, it's like a left-handed accent
natural.
because it's more natural. Exactly, as it should be. It's a language.
I'm so intrigued that I've come across Auslan in 2 days in a row now.
Yeah,
It's
right.
made me really
Do
think
it.
because all
It's handy.
I think a lot of when we were hunter gatherers, there was a lot of like the
Sign
Signaling,
language, yeah.
signaling.
Yeah, Papua
and you
New
still
Guinea.
see it in like the
Papua New
military and
Guinea,
hunting
yeah.
parties. You know,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
everybody knows.
They got their own
stuff, all that
yeah.
sort of shit. You know?
But they probably developed their own bit of a lingo.
Auslan stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Natural
of course.
to,
It is.
to do so.
Because
But
when
it's got its
when
own-
we really mean what we say, we talk with our hands. It's just
Yeah.
what we do. It's just really natural. you know, and so it's just sort of, it's natural for us to say, make these sounds, and it's natural for us to make these gestures. So let's turn it into a language. And a lot of it is really intuitive, you know.
But I guess there's also
Like this
so
is the
something
sign
with
for turtle.
Iceland.
This is the sign for turtle.
Yeah. So
Like,
everything's
there's a lot
like
of stuff
Yeah,
that's
but how
like
often-
really intuitive. you know?
onomatopoeic.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
necess-
yeah.
but not-
That's right. Not
but
always.
no, it's
not always.
No, it's right. It's also symbolic.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
they've got some sort of grammar that might not.
Yeah,
like
and
our
syntax, grammar
but
and syntax, and
Yeah.
you know.
syntax.
Mm.
Yeah, it is symbolic.
Yes.
Sorry, Rob.
Is this one in your book?
I don't know. I
It's like
can't
a
find my
minotaur.
glasses. Took them
No,
off for a second. There they are. Squash. Me leg.
Bet you it is.
Get off my leg.
Is that in the book? It's got to be in the book. It's got to be.
Pictures in this book. You're
That's a
referring,
universal language, right?
referring to a book for sign language. But do they have? Must be expensive to put it in book format.
Well, PDF
Oh, the
would be,
course did. Oh,
PDF
okay.
would be cheaper. Yes, Dave.
You're spending cash money.
Cash money.
And so, what was the motivation to learn Auslan?
My son has a language impairment. So now that he's in school, yeah, go for it. Now that he's in school, he's in an environment where they actually use sign language. So he's at a stage where he's open to speaking more with his hands. Because when he was a kid, it was like when he was a toddler and up into kindy, he was like the only non-verbal kid in the class, and so he, instead of everybody learns to sign, he just gets shuffled to the back of the class. So sign language doesn't mean shit in his environment, you know, in that sort of a kindy environment. But now at his school, they use sign language, and so now he's really sort of taking to it.
Taken to the sign language.
Yeah, taking to the sign language, and taking to actually saying a lot more too. you know,
Right.
because he has peers on a level that he hasn't really been able to.
Oh, he's a
engage
smart
with.
kid. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just has trouble with
Right.
talking. That's all.
What's this new
Lots of
school?
things.
Like without.
I'm not going to say the name.
No.
But he goes to a special school.
And there's deaf kids there, and
Yeah, there's deaf kids, there's
He's not
autistic
deaf.
kids, there's alcohol syndrome kids, there's lots and lots of Down syndrome kids. There's, you know, all of the differently able represented.
right.
Yeah,
Mm.
people with intellectual disabilities and all kinds of things. So they
Wow,
have
trying
to.
to cater to all those diverse.
It'd be a
different-
tough goddamn job, I tell
because
you what.
it's like, well, all these different varied problems, we'll put them all in the one space, but that could help.
it
seems
really
like
helps him to.
Yeah, the sign language has been like a cue to him to communicate more in a
That's right,
structured,
man.
structured way rather than just
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And then it's promoted his vocalizations as well.
yeah. That's right, man.
Right.
Exactly. And because he's not in an environment where a whole bunch of kids are going, "Why the fuck can't you talk?" You know,
Yeah,
or whatever
that-
the kiddie
That
language is.
general meaning,
Push you over,
that
make
general
you bite
meanness
me.
that young all
Yeah,
humans
And then I'll
have.
blame you for it because he can't tell the
Yeah.
teacher that it was my fault. Like all
Yeah.
that sort of shit.
At least it's a
Mhm.
caring environment.
Caring environment,
that doesn't
absolutely.
yeah, it doesn't have these.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it weird how cruel we are to each other as
Mhm.
kids?
Can
But-
be,
Mm.
can be
Yes,
very cruel.
Definitely.
I still can't get over it, you know. But
Mm.
also, I'm starting to realize that little kids aren't necessarily little demons. They're just completely unsocialized and without these filters of socialization, and that their needs are, they're just very direct about their needs.
Mhm.
But I always find out how funny little humans are, like how possessive they are, or how
Mm,
cruel they can be in the playground, or, you know,
mm.
in terms of social grouping. But I guess it's sort of just
And kids usually take stuff from home into the school,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Does
it
seem to
Plus
be
they haven't
natural,
spreads
though.
Plus
spreads
they-
like a
well,
rock in a
that we
pool.
are.
Yeah. There, I've seen
Yeah.
malicious
that.
in my
starting to
experience,
more-
and I'm sure in Rob's experience as a father,
Mm.
we've seen malicious children. It's like, yeah, we don't know the filters yet, but these kids are actually kind of malicious.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
And at the same time, they could be
transferring
hurting.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be
Transferring it.
hurting
They're
as well.
copying it from-
Absolutely, Robbie.
it, or they're olds, or someone,
Someone,
and then they're transferring it.
yeah,
Yeah.
monkey see kind of shit.
Yeah. Even almost like a transaction. Like, or I've been put
Monkey
upon,
do.
I'm going to put on. I don't. Yeah, that sounds a bit vague, but I sometimes don't wonder if that's what's in operation. But yeah, that's right. As an adult, you've always got. It's usually not that hard to turn a little kid around in terms of like, if you're very kind and friendly to them, they'll generally respond. And if you're patient, and if you take the time to get to know what their big issue is, but yeah, maybe there are just very difficult kids to.
Oh, I've seen some cunts, man.
Yeah, I think
Like-
we all are though. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's a
Actually-
case by case thing, man.
yeah.
That's all I can say.
Not yet unraveled, is it?
Every case is different.
Yeah,
That's
right.
how diverse we are.
One thing you can say for that, yeah, the humans definitely diverse.
Mm.
Definitely
Diverse,
a
absolutely.
range of behaviors, broad range of
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
and
As
And talents.
must be different things that tick. Yeah.
And talents as well.
broad range of talents, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's quite a
We're
spectrum.
the most amazing organism that's lived that we know of.
Well, tell me
human
about the
beings.
tardigrade. How much do you know about that?
The what?
Tardigrade. I think every biological organism is fascinating.
What's a tardigrade?
It's
Sorry.
like the only thing that's the only living organism that's survived since time began, essentially.
Oh, it's a
And it's
fungus,
this
is it?
No. Tiny little animal. Tiny.
Yeah, it's not a
tiny,
bacterium, but
microscopic.
they live in water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smaller than a fungus, man.
super
But it's a-
small.
But it's an animal.
I've heard of the tardigrades.
Tardigrade.
And what
They're
about
these
it?
little pink pig looking things. They're fascinating. We can talk about humans being the most
What's-
interesting thing
I
on the
think
planet,
sea
but it
monkeys
just
might be a
depends on.
tardigrade.
What's so fascinating about
Sea
it?
Well,
monkey could be a tardigrade.
One thing that they can do is like they can lay eggs. You know how we were talking about before this was off camera, but we're talking about how when you get a seed, it sometimes helps to dry it out first,
Mm.
Mm.
plant it.
Yeah.
But these aren't in the plant kingdom, but they have a similar thing, and they even have eggs that they want to be dried out, and then when the water comes, then they
Right.
signals
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
But they even have special eggs that, for example, will want to get wet and then dry and then wet, then dry, then wet, then dry, maybe 3 or 4 times. And then they will germinate. So
Oh,
they've got
wow.
this strategy. Maybe that's how they've lasted so long. That they've got this strategy that they can last out
Drought-
ridiculous
Drought
amounts of
periods.
time. Some of their eggs
Will survive.
specifically not
Mm.
will stay in
Oh,
stasis.
wow.
And
That's amazing.
There's
specifically,
lots of creatures like that, though, Dave. But what's so special about your whatever it's called?
Microscopic organism that's an animal.
What's so?
That- What
do you love about it?
survives. It's just
Survives.
a species that just survives ages, ice ages, dry ages,
Oh, right. Yeah.
fire season,
Sure.
you know.
Okay, I got you.
So it's
Resilient
it's
is the word.
Yeah, it's resilient. Hmm. And just this tiny thing that we've only just discovered because we thought that it was the most fascinating thing that we'd figured out what an atom looked like, but then we realized that you can actually zoom closer in on the nucleus. And we've just done the same thing with the plant and animal kingdom and said, well, we knew the mushrooms and fungi were kind of on the border of plant and animal and that they've been around a long time, but now we've actually got microscopes that can look even closer and closer and closer and closer. Holy fucking shit, what's this pink pig looking thing? Holy fuck, there's thousands of them. Zoom it in and actually examine this thing. It's like this is like a almost like a split between thinking of things from a purely, what would you call it, practical physics, Is that what you'd say? Like practical physics and quantum physics, like like that. You're looking
Yeah.
at the macrocosm and the microcosm. But I'm saying that they're on the microcosmic scale, that they're fucking fascinating.
Yes.
And like this whole thing about the humans being the most incredible organism, it's like, well, I can't agree, because like that's happening microcosmically, and we're going and making these even bigger and bigger telescopes that can go, oh fuck, there's thousands of those galaxies, and going, well, what?
Yes,
this
but
whole thing
one of your
about
little
human
pink
arrog-
friendly dots can't make a microscope or a telescope.
It's got other things going for it, because one day Superman's going to stop the fucking Earth. All of our microscopes are going to vanish from existence, and you know what's going to survive? Humans will be gone.
Tardigrades.
The pink,
Fucking tardigrades,
pink
man.
dot.
Yeah, the little pink dot.
Go the
keeps on
pink dot.
going.
That'd make a
Gotta
good
love the
movie,
pink
actually.
dot.
Revenge of the Pink Dots.
Gotta love the pink
like
dot.
the Blob, but a
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, but
spin
on a
on the blob.
microcosmic level. Yeah. And imagine what, you know,
Dave's looking.
Oh, sorry. It's quite. I'm just looking at like Casper's rack of gear and his stuff and all the mic stands, and like we humans made this stuff. This has been mined. It involves all these rare earth elements and
Mhm.
all kinds of like laying down circuitry on ridiculous microscopic scale, and
No,
it's all yeah.
there was no pink dots involved.
Yeah. But yeah, well,
Pink
no,
dots.
bugger Rob.
no pink dots
In a
involved for me
square-
either at the
in a s-
moment.
In like
A rare dry spell.
bugger Rob. Tardigrade. He's not a fan.
I'm
Well,
staring,
why don't you
I'm
marry
up
one?
staring here and looking at
Yeah.
these pinkish dots. They look infected, actually. Those dots. Look out for those.
All right, I'm back now, Dave.
All right.
Got t-shirts for everybody.
So,
Conniption
tardigrades.
done.
Yeah, why don't we get t-shirts done? Tardigrade t-shirts done up.
Tardigrade t-shirts.
Mm.
Tardigrade costume.
Struggling to say that.
Tardigrade costume.
How many pink
What
dots are on it?
Pink. Pink.
Just one?
Pink.
A little.
Yeah, that's how you tell. If there's a problem, if there's more than one pink dot, then you don't go near
That's not
it.
our new band name then?
The pink dots, I like it.
the,
That's
the
a good
Pink
punk
Dots
name.
is like a good name. I want to be
Yeah.
called the Tardigrades.
The
The
tardigrades.
tardigrades. And just,
Once for
Yeah,
a brief
and
time I was
all
in
of their
this
songs
band.
are about space and quantum and string theory. The tardigrades.
and then
And
3
they're really
million,
shit.
3 million years from now, we've got
They're
a
good at
massive
physics.
pink dot looking back at this video going, ramp, pink dots fucking succeeded, Ken.
Yeah, that's it. Once they evolve into giant pigs, once they figure out the size issue.
Tardigrades.
They've figured out the
fully-
survival issue, but
they
they
fully
haven't
discover-
quite figured out the size issue. Once they do that, look out, universe, right?
Part of that.
Part of the plan. Do you reckon they're organising?
the tardigrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a plan.
Plotting.
This is
No.
That's Rob's final answer.
That's how we could get got.
I do have a
Definitely
question.
Look out for it.
I do have a question for
I
Jeremy.
understand.
My question is, I'm going to give you a very quick pop quiz. Now, this is one that I do all the time at home.
Don't know. Don't
Correct.
know. Don't know. You bump it off your head.
Oh, you've got to go like this.
Don't know.
I do that at home all the time. What about this
Simply
one?
don't know.
What about this one? Ready? I'll
And
put
this
the
is
mic.
another one where facial expressions come into it, because you can be, I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
annoyed,
yeah,
or
yeah.
can I don't know.
All right. This is
That's like your face becomes the inflection in your voice.
this is the big test. Okay. I'll put the mic down.
Can I understand your accent? Nice goal.
I thought that. I thought something like
This is nice. Nice. Goal. same. This is same. This is meat.
Is it?
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you mean
No, I just said nice meat.
Nice meat. I'll say stop.
At my book.
At my dick.
really?
Yeah.
That in lesson 3.
Oh yeah, I
I
understand.
guess that's
That.
what you asked, didn't you?
I wasn't there the night
I
you
picked it
lost
up.
your pants. Never seen your dick. But I think half of your other guys have seen it, haven't they? He lost his pants at a pub.
I think half of the other guys have seen half his dick. Yeah, I was good. Yeah,
Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed, Jez?
I haven't seen it either. So, I haven't seen it either. But no, I'm fine, thank you. No, yeah, gestures. Hey, apparently, human facial expressions are universal. Like you can go to the highlands of Papua New Guinea, you can go to the lowlands of Morocco, you can go anywhere, and then human facial expressions are universally like the same.
Like a smile is a smile everywhere you go.
Yeah. Like yeah.
Mm.
So they taught me in linguistics, 20
Okay.
years ago.
See, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I'm just trying to think of an exception for you, Dave, but I can't think of one.
Well, I have
But I'm
heard
sure
like,
there
in
is an
some
exception.
places this means yes and this means
Yeah, there's probably
Bye.
some fringe
I
exceptions, but
say hello.
generally speaking, yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's totally true.
universality to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, our faces are quite malleable, and expressive. Like, there's no way that, like, dogs do gestures to each other, but they just don't have the same, like, musculature in your face to distort it the way we do.
Yeah, they're either smiling, laughing, or trying to bite.
Which I-
Smiling, droopy, or trying to bite. Yeah, there's less expressions for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder how many of them are manufactured. I wonder how many wolves use and how many of them just belong to the domestic dog for our benefit. Like maybe we're
That's a great point.
because maybe because the dog has evolved, albeit only in the last 10,000 years, 20,000 years, to
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
That's where you get the term puppy dog face from. They know how to suck up, but a
Yeah.
wolf's not going to do that. No way.
They might not exhibit such a range of behaviors.
Yeah, no, exactly. A wolf isn't going to do
which other, yeah.
A wolf won't do puppy dog face.
Well,
no way.
Dogs can actually understand. Very few animals can understand the pointing. You know how when you say to a human, like
Over there. Yep.
straight away, we
Look over there.
yeah.
Yep.
Whereas no animals follow that whatsoever. But apparently dogs can. Dogs have sort of figured it out, or at least some have. I'm just thinking about this whole gestural communication.
Maybe a little bit. I've got a German Shepherd and a Border Collie.
If they're the two most likely
The-
species.
The Border Collie, he's definitely more likely to be in that basket. The German Shepherd, not so much. But yeah, the Border Collie's quite smart like that.
Right.
German Shepherds are very smart too, but
Yeah.
Border Collies seem to be way more human.
Yeah.
Better at
Human
following
interfaced.
instructions.
Something's
Yeah.
gone on with that Border Collie species that have just every super dog that can like memorize 300 symbols or 300,
Yeah, Border Collies
Like,
definitely
yeah.
seem. And
they're all Border Collies. There's no
the downside is they're also
Well,
little assholes.
just
So
as well.
don't
about,
quote
like-
me, but yeah,
Yeah, right.
But they're cheeky little buggers too.
the Border Collie.
Yeah. Maybe that comes with intelligence as well, cheekiness. I don't know.
Hey, that's true.
That
I
could
had,
be it.
I had
That could
a,
be the compromise. That they were bred for smarts, even though they were still a bit cheeky. They're not like your Labrador, who's totally not cheeky. You know.
but they're not too dumb actually.
No,
they're no border
especially
collie.
dumb, but they're no border collie. Yeah.
Yeah. Not like
Yeah,
a bull
a
Arab.
Labrador's not going to memorize 300 signs. It's just gonna go,
He's a smart little dogger, that
I'll
Charlie.
lick you to death.
So what
That's
were
a
you-
name I'll mention. Charlie, my border collie.
Working dog, I guess.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a
Mm-hmm.
He's adorable,
Is he purebred?
allegedly.
Which one's the
No
older?
papers,
No papers.
but that's how he was sold. He
Sure.
was sold as a purebred.
Yeah. So you wanted a straight up. You and your missus wanted a straight up border collie. But you didn't go
I'm
far
not a
as your
dog
other
person.
dog,
This is
Tess.
all my missus. I'm
yeah,
the cat
You're
person.
the cat guy. She's the dog guy. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And you got, oh man, you've got Pilchard the Third now. She's beautiful, man. His cat, Pilchard the Third. She's this
Yeah, that's mine.
smoky. That's Rob's,
my
that's
animal.
Rob's
Yeah.
How does she get on with the German Shepherd? And
I
the
handpicked
Border
him.
they're
Collie?
great.
How does he get on with the Border Collie and the German Shepherd? No worries.
No worries whatsoever.
So
It's one big happy family at home.
describe the age range in the pets.
Tess is probably, she's getting old, so she's probably 7. That's old for a German
I
Shepherd.
think she's,
Right,
she's
yeah.
how much
They do
younger
get
was she than
issues
Betty?
with the hips and that, don't
She's never learnt to jump, so that
Oh.
hasn't been a problem yet. But if she was a we've had German Shepherds before as well. If she was a jumping German Shepherd, she'd probably have big hip problems.
Mm.
But she's never been taught to jump, so
Mhm.
her legs are pretty good.
they? Oh, yeah.
But she's getting old. She's 7. The border collie Charlie, he'd be 1.5.
Oh, wow. So it's only
Oh,
coming
he's still
into-
puppy.
Straight
into
up.
adulthood.
Yeah, he's still puppy. That's
Not
why I'm
even.
shaking my fist, going,
Preteen.
"Damn that
He's
Charlie,
He's a preteen.
digging up my garden, Charlie." That's what they
A
do.
very smart preteen
Yeah.
that has to hang out with this old bitch Tess.
Cats don't
You know,
dig up your
So he's a
garden,
cheeky little bugger.
and cats don't dig up your garden. They actually help it.
Yeah.
Scratch up
Crapping it.
babies.
Oh, they'll go and they'll go and snip up
Bit of gardening.
bugs and stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
Dogs
And-
won't snip up bugs for you. They'll just dig up the roots of your plant just because they could smell your hands on there that day.
You
That's
ever
what
planted
dogs
anything
do.
for your cat?
Seriously, you touch a plant, and if I don't fence it off, that dog will come along, smell my hand on that plant, and dig the bloody thing up. Just because it's like, oh, I can
Oh,
smell
yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Thanks,
He's a
Charlie.
baby. He's still a baby. He's all right.
He thinks I know he thinks he's giving me a pat, but
Mm-hmm.
in
Oh,
reality,
yeah, right.
in reality, he's
Yeah.
ripping up my shit.
See, that's a whole other realm, too, isn't it? The realm of dogs and their smells, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a whole
Yeah,
other
yeah,
realm that
absolutely.
we may never quite comprehend.
Oh,
Oh, they're all nose. I can tell you that much.
Mm.
They're all nose.
yeah, nose.
They smell you. They'll, whether it's your shoes or your plants, or
Mm.
whatever it is, they'll
How about those
have a
dogs
chew
can
or
detect cancer?
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's
What?
totally documented.
What dogs can what?
That, like
No.
that,
Dave's actually talking about a thing, man.
What?
the thing.
A dog
Yes.
can smell cancer.
Well, not.
Tell
I'm
me
not
about
saying
it
that
then.
universally all cancers can be smelt by dogs, but it is actually a.
That's. Do you know how
a dog-
ridiculous that sounds? You're gonna have to back.
It
you're gonna have
sounds
to back up
ridiculous,
and
but
slow it
there
down.
are actually
Google it.
training
Yeah.
Tell me
so-
about it.
like,
training
out-
centers for those
comes up-
dogs.
yeah, this is actually a
It's a thing,
done
yeah.
diagnosis technique. Dog comes up-
Diagnosis technique.
Yeah. Yeah, people noticed that the dog was like, oh, concerned about someone had something like.
You'll have to
go and-
Jeeves it.
and sniff its owner's knee and get all concerned and lick it. Yeah, but so the cancerous cells, as a consequence of the cancer, like emit some sort of chemical which the dog can detect.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
a
What
thing.
sort of dogs are good at this?
I don't know.
I don't know what they
Because
use.
like
I
there's
don't know the
certain dogs
specific
like in the
breed.
same the way that you're talking about dogs.
I think there are breeds that,
that
are more.
that are
the
bred
breeds
to
are
be
chosen for it.
obedient, and there are dogs that are trained
Yeah.
to be like super special nose,
I think
like a
it is with
beagle,
it. Yeah,
bloodhound.
It was
dogs
just
like that.
observed, and it's been recreated in
That's nuts.
scientific laboratory conditions type sort of thing, like
Yeah.
scientific.
So they've done the experiments.
yeah,
The
and
name of the
various
experiment
groups
is
of
on the screen right now.
confirmed-
Actually, it's like,
Oh right,
But
yeah.
we're talking
yeah.
a really small population. Okay, so blind
Well,
dogs,
yeah.
you got them everywhere, right? The cancer dogs Dave's talking about, it's really in its infancy,
mm,
and I'm not sure what the
I don't
particular
know when I
breed.
heard about it, but
Yeah, I don't know what the particular
5, 10
breed
years ago or
is,
something.
but it
Serious?
definitely is a thing that exists, where people breed dogs to sniff out
what a great story, Mark.
cancers and stuff.
it's kind of cute though, isn't it? I
It
think
is
I got it
cute.
in my head
It's
that it's
lovely.
a Labrador. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's
Oh.
a dog that was like somehow is like
Is-
especially attuned to like humans
Smell
and
shit.
concern and stuff. Yeah, well,
Smelling and concern, and I can smell something's wrong
breeds-
with my owner.
yeah. It doesn't have to necessarily even be the owner. Like
Mm.
they've
That's
actually
probably where it started, though.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
The dog was
bred
like,
those
some
dogs, and
very close
its
relationship.
concern spread.
So maybe it is something with like,
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Fucking hell. That's mental.
Well, they're trained to smell all sorts of things, man. Dead bodies. There's specific
Yeah, but
dogs that smell
th-
dead
something-
bodies, and
Mm.
there's specific dogs that smell drugs. Of course, everyone knows those ones.
Yeah, but to smell a
They're shifting to
cancerous
bees.
cell inside somebody's body, like that's just next level.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
for like gone undetected
Mm.
by
That's
other
right.
by all our other means.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
I'm sure it was there before. It's just that we've developed the means to study it.
But it's funny how it's also connected with that dog's concern for the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, yeah.
So are there like videos and stuff like of this, or is there like a?
I haven't ever researched it. It's
Oh,
just a snippet.
I'm really interested.
Snippet that I heard
Mm.
that like I became convinced was a real thing.
How
I've
old
seen
is
a
your
few things
cat?
of it.
Mm,
Oh, my cat.
yeah,
How old is your cat?
that's what we really want to know.
Pilchard the third. As
Dying
in,
question.
one's died, two's died. You've heard of Snowball 2 on The Simpsons? This is Pilchard the third. Robbie's beautiful, smoky
Very
kitten.
noble name.
I've had
Robbie's
many
beautiful
cats
smoky
in my
kitten.
life, but
Mhm.
he's probably about 8 months.
8 months.
Oh, that's a good era.
Yeah.
But then the beauty of owning cats.
He hurt his foot the other day.
Oh,
That's what cats do.
They hurt their feet.
They
How did he
hurt
hurt his
themselves.
foot?
Yeah,
They jumped off.
they're usually
something
pretty good, but
too
yeah.
high.
I'm not sure. He was
Really wrong.
inside, so I'm thinking maybe he got it stuck in something.
Mm.
But it's all right. It's not broken. Just wounded. Bit like your face the other week.
Mm.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Couple of days.
I do like cats.
Couple of days. He'll be fine.
Yeah. I forget what I was going to say about cats.
Have you
Yeah.
owned cats?
Yeah, I had a cat,
You
Keith.
owned many cats?
Well,
Keith. I remember Keith.
you remember
I
Keith?
met Keith.
Did you meet
Out
Keith?
at old Arby's place at Greenslopes.
Yeah, of
When you were living
course.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met Keith.
Keith got to about 17. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a big relationship.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was funny the way it ended, but yeah, we had
Keith is a cat.
Disappeared.
Keith was a cat. Yeah.
17 years old.
Yeah. He got
Wow.
to about 17.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a big stretch.
Yeah. So I got him when I was 21 or something like
Wow.
that. Yeah. So it was me and Keith more or
Yeah,
less.
you would have cried, man.
versus the world. Well, actually, he sort of just disappeared, so it was like
Into the wild.
no real closure.
Oh, because you were wondering if he was coming back or not. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've had
Sort
a
of-
couple of cats
It
like
was a
that.
tumultuous sort of period. Yeah, with me and Keith. But like, yeah, it got pretty good at various points of our relationship. And at times, he lived with an ex-girlfriend for 6 months, and she had some sort of Rottweiler with a new boyfriend or something. And various times of like, oh, Keith's not been well looked after. But yeah, we had the whole lifetime together.
17 years is a big life for
Yeah.
a cat.
Yeah, yeah, and it was sort of formative years for myself, you know.
I think the average
true
for a cat
story.
is like 7 or something.
Yeah, right.
It's not much, especially if
He's
it's an outdoor cat.
He did well. He was a
It's
pretty
outdoor cat. I
good
think
cat,
it's
man,
as
'cause,
low
yeah,
as 5.
Basically, I used to try and put a collar on him. He just kept getting like for I think probably about 15 out of the 17 years he had no collar on him.
Okay. So he could have disappeared. And so
Um,
when
yeah, and never got run over or and
yeah.
had to deal with a lot of dog issues, different times of his life and nasty human issues.
At what period were those 2 years without a collar?
No,
Was
that
that
was
at
the
the
2
end?
years with a collar, maybe.
With a collar? Oh, yeah.
I would say, I'm guessing that about 15 out of his 17 years, he was collarless.
Mm.
He just did not like the collar.
Fair
He would
enough.
just-
Neither did my dog.
He'd bugger off for 300 meters and take it off and then come back.
Mhm.
Like, I just didn't have a collar for ages.
I feel the same way about ties.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I hate ties.
I hate ties.
Collar would be worse.
Yeah. I can fully empathise with your cat.
Yeah. And eventually I did. And I was just like, well, fair enough. I wanted to give him a collar and a bell and a tag that he can be located. That was handy when he was a kitten, yeah. Lots of good kitten stories with Keith. Yeah. But when he was a kitten, he was always buggering off. He'd go to the local shop and hop up in the shop, knock off like the whiskers or whatever. And
Yeah.
was
Just
very-
looking,
he was
just
very-
looking for some old-fashioned
Yeah.
pussy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's usually out, at some chick's place looking for some pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not like Dave's story. Dave is saying that he was looking for some old pussy, not old-fashioned pussy.
That's where we get it from.
Old
Pussies are
Keith-
looking
when
for
Keith
pussy,
disappeared,
man.
he was looking
They're
for
out
some
there
old
looking for.
pussy.
That's what they do. That's the cat's
trawling
job.
for old pussy.
They're out there looking
How
for
long
pussy.
ago was that? That Keith went into the wild,
Didn't come quite back. Yeah.
walked off
See, this is
somewhere.
about 4 years ago now. 4 years ago.
Mm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you being pretty broken
Mm.
up about that, man. Back then,
Yeah.
Like,
in your own way.
How long's it been since I've lost Seuss, man? When was the last time you saw Seuss?
Seuss.
Because she buggered off when I got pilchard. She was just like,
oh,
"Fuck
right.
you," and
Fuck
she
you. And she
Yeah.
went.
fucked off. Yeah,
Fucked off.
Yep.
Mm.
she
I'm
saw
gonna
the
go back. That's what I
she saw the new kitten. Went,
I
"Fuck
came
you, can't."
came to appreciate that because like Keith ended up hanging out at the neighbours for the last 2 or 3 months of his life.
Mm.
I was like, oh, maybe we're too hectic here for him. But no, we had a party one night. Keith rocks up at 2 a.m. going, oh, there's a party going on.
Mm.
But then he came back, before he disappeared, he came back for 2 days and sat on my lap. So he did come and say goodbye.
If you would like to be the member of an unethical medical experiment, we'll
Perhaps
do
you
the
know how to
paperwork.
get hold of raccoons. Perhaps right in.
Yeah, I think that would be difficult.
Davy Beans. Davy
Mm.
Beans.
Yeah, contact davybeans.com.
You got to handle any raccoons,
Yeah, yeah.
live or dead.